Hello, everyone. My name is Ben MacLean. Today, in this video, I will present to you my research and new understandings of the Sentinelese people. In this slide, I provided you a photo of the North Sentinel Island, where the Sentinelese people inhabit, and then a photo of a couple Sentinelese men bearing bows and spears defending their own island. So the location of the Sentinelese people. The Sentinelese people live on the North Sentinel Island off the coast of India and the Andaman Islands. The island is very small. It's about 7 kilometers long and 7 kilometers wide at its largest points. It has a total of 59 square kilometers of landmass, and it is mainly covered by heavy vegetation. The island is located in the Bay of Bengal in the Indian Ocean. On the bottom of the screen here, I provided left to right, sort of identifying exactly where it is, zooming up. And then the total population of the island is estimated to be between 50 and 400 people. It is unknown because there hasn't been a total count of the people. From what we know today, the Sentinelese people have been isolated from the outside world for over 60,000 years. They have made it clear that they do not want to be bothered by the outside world and see them as a threat to their lives. Anyone who enters on their land is also seen as an intruder and a potential harm to them. In recent years, people who have ventured to the island illegally have ended up dead or have gone missing. I will touch on this a little later in the presentation. The photos I provided in this slide are of one Sentinelese people shooting at a helicopter, trying to do a little research on them. And then the photo on the right is a photo of a fisherman's boat that went adrift on the island, and they ended up going missing. Ways of life, and this is how the Sentinelese people survive. The Sentinelese people are hunters and gatherers. They hunt and gather in the forest that surrounds them and in the surrounding waters and coral reef. They use their handcrafted bows and spears to hunt, as well as in the heavy vegetation, they have rich fruits and medicines that they can collect. The Sentinelese people have engineered their own canoes to fish in waters. It is said from passing boats that the canoes are very thin, barely big enough for a human to fit in. They're very good at navigating these boats through the rough coral reef and can catch many fish. The Sentinelese either live in a large communal home with multiple families or in temporary shelters that have no walls, which can be viewed on the beach from passing boats. The photos I provided you from left to right are the Sentinelese people bearing their spears for hunting, them in their small fishing boats, as well as a longer, bigger home that multiple families would live inside of. Sentinelese clothing. The traditional outfit for the Sentinelese people is nearly nothing. Due to their warmer climate, they don't need clothes to protect them from the natural weather, and they can wear pretty much nothing. Women are usually seen wearing fiber waistbands as well as a necklace and headband, and men are usually wearing a thicker belt as well as necklaces and headbands. The photo I provided you below is not of the Sentinelese people, but I believe it is the closest to what you would get to them. So, evolution of Sentinelese people. Some people believe that Sentinelese are stuck in the Stone Age due to their ways of life. However, they have evolved just as we have, with new materials that come to them from shipwrecks and sea drift. And then they have also adapted to global climate issues as we have and natural disasters. An example of that, in 2004, an earthquake and tsunami rose the level of the land by 1 to 2 meters. This compromised some of their fishing coral reef, but extended their land mass extravagantly. The photos I provided you is before and after the tsunami in 2004 on the left side, And then the photo on the right is a shipwreck, which the Sentinelese have uh, taken iron off of and created weapons and other products using. Past attempts of contacting the Sentinelese. The earliest recorded encounter of contact with the Sentinelese was in the 1800s and resulted in at least 2 dead Sentinelese people. M.V. Portman, a British officer in charge of the Sentinelese Islands, entered the north-central island to find recently abandoned camps and villages. This meant the Sentinelese knew they were coming and chose to hide from the threat. After a couple days, they found 2 elders and a couple children, totaling in it's 6 Sentinelese people. They took them off the island for a short amount of time. However, the adults became very ill and soon died. A few days later, the children were returned to the island bearing many gifts, but it is unknown if they were to get the disease and pass it on to the other people. And it is unknown how that disease affected the people of the island. In the past years, attempts to come in contact have been made, but it is rather dangerous for anyone to venture to the island. Last time, or in the years coming up to 1991, when they were trying to contact them, they were greeted by bows and arrows flying at them, nearly killing a few people. The first peaceful encounter with the Sentinelese people was in 1991 by Trilo Kenneth Pendick. Sorry for my pronunciation. His method of gifting the Sentinelese people with coconuts has been the best method of contact with the Sentinelese. It is thought that the Sentinelese appreciate the coconuts because they have no coconut trees on their island, therefore it is a rarity to them. Contacting the Sentinelese now. The last legal visit to the North Sentinel Island was in 1997 by professional scientists sent by the Indian government. The country of India has now closed the North Sentinel Island to public to ensure the safety of the Sentinelese people as well as themselves. This will be protected by the Indian Coast Guard, and anyone who becomes or goes within a 5-mile radius is now breaking the law. In the past years, fishermen and poachers have illegally fished on the coral reef that surrounds the North Sentinel Islands. This mistakenly ends up coming in contact with the Sentinelese people, which end up causing death in the fishermen. There's also a case of a person who attempted to preach Christianity to the Sentinelese people, who went there alone and never came back. The photos I provided below is a photo of the Sentinelese people taking over the fishing boats, as well as the photo in the middle of the man who went to go preach Christianity and never came back. Should we attempt to come in contact with the Sentinelese people? Coming in contact with the Sentinelese people could result in the death either of the Sentinelese or the explorers. The Sentinelese don't want us on their land, and even if we don't mean physical harm to them, they are susceptible to our deadly diseases. We could risk losing our last isolated and untouched tribes in the world, therefore making it impossible to research. Our society, in future time, the Indian government states that we will consider allowing cleared scientists to research the Sentinelese people. However, our society needs to decide if we should explore and gather more information on these people and risk their lives as we do it. We also need to consider these people's rights and freedoms, and if we should be ethical and keep exploring them. These are the research resources I have used in my project. I did add new ones since the proposal because I found new information that I added into my project. Thank you very much for watching. Appreciate your time. Bye.